welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and if not, I hope it gets better because you deserve it. Today we're going to be talking about something that I personally am very passionate about, and it's been something that I've been bugging my friends a lot with lately. I feel like it's really important to talk about, especially now because there's a lot more awareness that's being brought to racial and social issues. So, why not bring up this little issue that I have with the media, specifically like film. So, we're going to talk about diversity in the media, specifically Western media. Hey guys, it's Editing DD here. I just wanted to make a quick disclaimer in this video, and it's that this is all based on my personal experience of what I have seen in the media, and I'm talking about like mostly of me as a kid. So please take that into account before you get mad at me. I'm mainly talking about South Asian representation for the most part, just because I am South Asian. So, okay, that's all. Let's go. It's 2020. We've come a lot farther than we have even 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even 50 years ago. We've come really far. But it's still kind of disappointing in a lot of ways that we still have not gotten to the point where diversity is just expected in every single movie. Even if it's not the main character, there still are struggles with fighting stereotypes in the media. And so this is why I wanted to talk about it. Growing up in the years that I did, I only really had two cartoon characters. Ravi isn't a cartoon character. I really had two Indian characters that I can really remember from Disney Channel specifically. There was Ravi from Jessie, and there's Baljeet from Phineas and Ferb. And I even grew up thinking that Jasmine was Indian. It took me years to realize that she wasn't, and she was actually Arabic from the Middle East, but they just kind of like lumped everything together and just called it Arabic. Really quickly, I just wanted to clarify this. So what kind of happened is Jasmine is technically from a fictional place, but what they did was they looped Arabic culture and Indian culture and kind of just made it interchangeable, which is something that really, for good reason, ticked a lot of people off, because it made it seem that our cultures are the same when they're actually completely different. But if you really think about Ravi and Baljeet in particular, they filled a lot of stereotypes about the Indian communities. Both of them had an Indian accent, both of them were smart and nerdy, but Ravi specifically, I'm speaking mainly for Ravi just because I didn't grow up watching Phineas and Ferb as much, but I do know for sure that Ravi was kind of considered very book smart, not street smart at all, very intelligent but very introverted, very socially inept in some ways, and always was saved by the other characters. And I, as a child, never really saw the issue with that, but now I see a lot with that. As a kid, I got used to not really seeing myself in the media, and I was more shocked when I saw someone who was actually Indian, but this has to change. Luckily, we're making a lot of changes now. With Crazy Rich Asians, which was one of the first movies that had almost a fully Asian cast, and they didn't try and fill stereotypes that they didn't need. So I just want to put this out there. While Crazy Rich Asians is very praised in the US because of the mainly Asian cast and all of that, a lot of people who were in Asia and specifically in Singapore felt that it didn't represent them properly. See, Singapore is a very multi-ethnic country, and they only really featured a couple of the ethnicities that are there in Singapore. So a lot of them felt that it didn't fully represent Asia and as a whole. And there were some other problems with it, such as the kind of antiquated ideals, and they kind of pushed all of the elders to have that kind of mindset. So they also felt that that wasn't very fitting. So I still do stand by my statement that it is a very monumental film, just in the fact that it's a fully Asian cast, but we do need to recognize the fact that there are some problems with the film, and it's not like the perfect film that we all kind of envision it to be. Another Netflix show that came out very recently was Never Have I Ever. That was one of the most exciting things to hear for me. Never have I ever featured an Indian girl who didn't speak Hindi. That was such a big thing for me. My parents are not from an area where the Hindi is the predominant language, but due to multiple things, Hindi is kind of considered the standard language of India when it's really not. But that's a whole different thing that I can get into another day. But I personally never spoke Hindi. I spoke Tamil. And that is the same language that the whole family in Never Have I Ever speak. I felt represented. I felt acknowledged in a way that I never really felt when I was a kid. And I'm so glad that it happened. While I do have a lot of problems with the scripting and how the show actually went, that's just a personal thing, I was so glad to see the representation that I always needed as a kid. Things like Black Panther too, that had a mainly black cast, almost completely black cast. With Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse, there's so many black kids who were so happy to see that, see someone who looked like them. And that's why we need diversity. We need diversity so that we can teach everyone that they can be the heroes to their own stories. They don't have to be the side characters. They don't have to be the token diversity characters. They can be the main characters of their own story. We need it for them. We need it for our coming kids, because only seeing stereotypes on the shows and on the movies that we see are not okay. It's amazing that we're making all these changes now, but we need to make sure that this becomes normal. We need to make sure that this is a standard, that diversity is just a standard. You might be asking me what you should take from all of this, what you should take from my experiences and other people's experiences from seeing a lack of diversity in their media. Basically, what I'm trying to say is diversify your narrative. Go out there and find some BIPOC creators and influencers and other things to follow on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat. Can you follow people on Snapchat? Or YouTube and all that stuff. Find more people that fit your interests, that are POC, that don't fit the societal box that they like to think of. Go challenge the narrative, basically. That's one thing I'm really excited for. When Gen Z grows up and starts hitting the workforce and starts becoming filmmakers and becoming actors and directors and all of this stuff, I'm so excited to see the changes in the media, because I know that we can do so much. Let's teach people that they don't have to fit in a box to be an influencer, or they don't have to fit in a box to impact other people. So yeah, that's all I had to say. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this video somehow, please like and subscribe down below if you would like. You can also comment. So yeah, I upload every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or Standard Time, whatever time it is right now. I do upload every week on Friday. So yeah, okay, that's all. Bye.